Hello everyone, this is a quick look at the LEGO Star Wars Death Trooper and Night Trooper Battle Pack with 119 pieces. I paid $23 US for this. It's 20 euros, 18 pounds UK, or $25 Canadian. I'm starting with this in its final form with all the figures actually in the thing so you can really see the volume of stuff that you get with this set. It's very, very compact, right? Comes with 4 figures. We'll look at those more closely, but I wanted you to see just how all of this comes together. It's a dropship again, but this time it actually holds 4 figures around there, which is really good, like really dense, functionality wise. They just simply stand on there and you have some clips. So there are 2 clips on either side. I've got one of the clips currently occupied by the weapon, this guy, that should be held by this guy right now. Could have used a 5th clip if you're going to have a 5th figure, one for that you add from your own collection to act as a pilot. But this is already functionally working pretty well. And it has the shooters on the front as well. So you can shoot at things on the ground, or you have little dogfights, and you can even move these things around, whatever they're supposed to be, like some sort of repulsor surface thing. Not the most durable, but ultimately this thing works. But I just think it looks kind of bad. It looks kind of very bad, actually, to me. To get access to here, you just pull the windscreen off. Very simple. No controls or, the printed console or anything. That's fine. But when you take the stuff off, you see just how simple the build is and how blocky it is. Also, underneath there, look at that. It's just, it's not particularly cool, at least in my personal opinion. That's definitely just opinion. I do like the canopy, and I do like how it plays and how accessible everything is, but I don't know, it's a block of block to me. The figures, though, are, of course, the main draw. Sorry for having the bucket head swapped between these 2, if you noticed it earlier on. This one is just reused from the Duel on Peridia set, which I think is perfectly fine. And this one has the different torso as well as the different color for the helmet. Now, ideally, this would have had some white in its scheme for the helmet as well, but I think this is just fine for it to be released like this. I like the concept of these. I think that the Legoification of them was pretty successful. Got a pretty obvious mold mark back there, but overall, I think these look more than good enough. They have a nice amount of detail, and underneath they have these, should we call that zombie clone? Because they're all the same. We had angry clone before, now we got zombie clone. Zombie clone face is what I'm going for, even though they're not supposed to be zombies. I don't care. They look the same to me. Different prints on the backs of the torsos, prints on the backs of the heads as well, that can be used just like this. They didn't need to have really alternate faces, so these are fine. And then we have the other 2, the zombie death troopers. I think these look pretty good. It's kind of hard to go wrong with a mostly black scheme with just a little bit of gold in it or a little bit of red. And this has both, plus some accents of the metallic bits in there. And it's nice small amounts of them. So yeah, the end result looks pretty classy to me, even though, obviously the weld marks are not all perfect and straight and everything. They're not supposed to be. I think that these, again, are just done well. And underneath the bucket heads, once again, you get zombie clone. There are also a couple extra shots for the stud shooters, and there are no stickers in this set. Again, the set has 119 pieces and $23 US for 4 figures and a blob thing that will hold them. Is the world in which we live. I could sit here and draw out lots and lots of rage comments about how that's ridiculous that they're charging so much and get that sweet extra ad revenue and watch time in my analytics, but I won't. You're okay with the price or you're not. A lot of people are not, and that makes sense, but the prices will continue to go up so long as people are paying these prices. I personally, just as a Lego fan and a Star Wars fan, would be willing to pay $23 US in 2025 for this much stuff with just 4 figures if I really, really wanted the figures. And not just one of them, but at least 2 of them, preferably 3. And then if the 4th one was still usable, for army building, something like that. These just, to me personally, aren't that desirable, but I'm glad that they are on the market. Lego, when they took on the project to make this set, had no idea how the Ahsoka show was going to do. And if the show was more successful, this battle pack would have been as well. But as it is, I think at least the overall production here is pretty decent, with the exception of this thing just feeling uninspired to me. But at least it does not repeat the mistake of the last one. We actually get a transport that can transport all the figures plus even a little bit more, of 1/4 more than that. So, at least you got the function there. And at the very least, the parts are useful. And I think the price is just, the new normal. Thank you for watching. Hope this was of some interest to you, brought you some kind of insight. I'll talk to you again soon.